Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast. We are here on Boxing Day. Hope you all had an amazing Christmas. We've had to get on it. We've got a game coming up tomorrow, and we have got a Manchester City fan on as well, which makes it a lot more interesting. And I'm going to introduce him straight away. What a guy. I seem to be getting some good ones, so I'm sure he'll match up to the standard. Here we go. Crunk, how you doing? You all right?
Well, thanks for adding on some pressure, but I think I can focus. I'm ready for this conversation. Thanks for having me on.
Good man.
You've got this. You've got this, mate. Interested on playing Man City because it's funny because Man City are a team that's been popping up in conversation with Everton a lot of times, and not even in a way where we're coming up against you, just in a way where we've got a
Corruption
10-point
buddies.
deduction. Yeah, with
Corruption
deduction
buddies.
Before we even go into the game, because what we do, we have a system on Toffee Bluecast. We'll look at the last 5 games of Manchester City in the Premier League, the last 5 games of Everton in the Premier League, to get a gist of the form. We'll put that on the screen and talk about it. Then I'll put your last lineup on the screen, the Premier League lineup. Then I'll put ours. You could do your lineup prediction, what you think it'll be for this game. We'll do ours. And then we finish with score predictions. So it's a good bit of fun, and it's a good system to go through the game and get us all ready for this game. And we've got you on to give us a good fan clash as well. Obviously, you're Man City, you want to beat us, and we're Everton, and we want to beat you. So it's going to be a good fan clash for you lot on this show. Right. So what do you think on this deduction? Because we got 10 points for one breach. Are you feeling scared or?
Oh, scared? No. I feel for you all. I think it's silly, especially over an accounting error. Slowly but surely, especially by the FA's actions, because they don't want to be wrong, but they're just undermining their own product by doing all of this, especially with FFP was supposed to be focused on debt, and this really isn't. Your situation really isn't debt. Our situation isn't debt. A lot of it is just because we annoyed them so much. A lot of it is similar to you, accounting errors, and most of it's accounting errors, quote unquote. No, I'm not really worried about it. There's an end of the year address that is done every single year, and for City, and the overall energy for it is, if we could talk about it now, we would, but until then, we can't wait because we're not guilty, and we plan on calling out a lot of people on their BS once everything gets figured out. So I hope you guys. The problem with you guys is how do you come? There's no like middle ground because you're out of relegation, so there's no real reason to, like, how many points makes it okay. Then and they can't just give you all 10 points back because that then says that they're wrong, and then they will never admit that. So I'm actually intrigued to flip it back your way. Is there a middle ground, or is it just 10 points or nothing, and let's move on with it?
Some people
I think we feel as though we just feel it's an injustice, and the way that we see it is that there's no there's no plan to the 10 points. There was no sort of you were this many million over the threshold, so it's this many points. They literally just pulled it out of the air, and that's where we think our case is quite strong in the fact that they've got no comeback of reason. There's no reason for that point, for that specific number of points, you know. And so when the next team comes along who have done the same thing, how on earth do they justify giving them so many points? It has literally been plucked, and we are we're the turkey that have been plucked. To be honest, that's basically how we feel about it, I think.
No, I completely agree.
think,
I don't think, like you said, there were a lot of people have been saying in the comments, they're saying they're not going to give you no more than like 6 points back. Like you said, 5. I think 5 would be the max, but if you can get 5 points back, you'd take 5 points back, especially when the punishment doesn't fit the crime. So we don't deserve a 10-point deduction. You get 9 points for administration, so how can we get a 10-point deduction for one breach or whatever like. But we've got on with it, and as you can see, we are still playing really well, and we've picked up. And we'll put this form on the screen now. I can't believe your form when I've just put this together. It shocked me because this is Man City that we're talking about, Man City. And when I'm writing this out, I'm thinking, I'm expecting win. That's normally Manchester City's form, but it's for ours to be better than yours. It looks like it's the wrong way around there, doesn't it? When you look at the form. No, let me just move to the top. But it does look like it's the wrong way around. I mean, you talk about your form now. How do you feel about this and what's been happening?
Defense has been woeful. It's layered stuff. It's inconsistent. Everyone has small squad. Well, not everyone has small squads, but our small squad is starting to hurt us because of injuries. Everyone's dealing with injuries. So I really hate blaming injuries for that problem, but we're short of key people that are pivotal to how we play football. John Stones, KDB, Halan, and his ankle problem, which I think it's been troubling him for much longer than. Well, I mean, everybody knows that is his thing, his foot, his ankle. Just a lot of players playing entirely too many minutes. Calvin Phillips not being able to step up and help relieve Rodri. He's had to take players out himself in order to get any kind of rest. He's just getting red cards. That's the only vacation he's been getting in the last 2 or 3 years because he plays nonstop in Spain. I'm not surprised. I'm not worried. We've come back as far back as 8th a couple of years ago. I'm just hoping our form figures itself out later in the season. That has been our method these last few years. So I'm just going to go with it. But in the end, we're reeling from a treble win. We've now won 5 trophies in 1 calendar year. That is a mental high and focus that not many people can hold on to. That's a lot, and it's exhausting both mentally and physically. So yeah, I mean, this is really expected. I'm not any of these people who are freaking out, but there are a lot of us. And by us, I just mean City supporters in general, and I should say fans but anyway, they're just freaking out. But I love seeing what you guys have been doing, and I'm interested to hear what the change has been, because it really, from just our side looking in, you kind of were struggling, and then that 5 match streak of 5 clean sheets and winning 11-0. That was shocking and really cool to see, because I enjoy chaos in the Premier League.
Well, that's our place. We are chaos. That's definitely our club, I think. Absolute chaos.
It's actually been quite relaxed for us at the minute. And for other teams, like you as a fan, you just see results and stuff like that. But when you watch your own team, you actually see the in-depth thing of what's been happening, because you see more when it's your team. And for us as Everton fans, we've actually been good all season, but didn't have the confidence to take our chances. So we're not playing any different. We've just become more confident by winning a few in a row. And we always said that if you can win 1 or 2, the players will become confident to start taking the chances. I mean, at the start of the season, we played Wolves. We had like 5-6 shots on target. We was the better team. Didn't take them, 0-0 60th minute, and then they have 1 chance, they score, we lose 1-0, and that's all you see is that we've lost. And that happened in a lot of games for us. It seemed to be a lot of games that we was the better team, because Dyche kept talking about the XP. He was like, the XP is good. Everton are having the chances. We're doing everything we can do. We're just not putting the ball in the back of the net. And our fans didn't like hearing that. But Dyche said eventually the results will come. If we keep putting those performances on the pitch, eventually these players are going to take the chances. And it started happening after this 10-point deduction. So it kind of looks like it's a response for the 10-point deduction, but it isn't. It's just that it was coming anyway for me, because before we got the 10-point deduction, if you look at our games, we was playing well away, and it was on its way because we'd won our last 3 away games before the 10-point deduction. So we was just starting to build that confidence before we got the 10-point deduction, and then it kicked in. But yeah, probably you would say that the deduction did help us because it's a boot up the backside that we have got to start finishing these chances. Like, we are playing well, but we're not taking the chances. So now we've got to start putting the ball in the back of the net. But yeah, we've beat some good teams there. It's frustrating though, because I feel like we beat a good team. Like, you look there, we went and beat Forest, and then they started playing poor. So then you think you beat a good team, and then they start playing poor. We went to beat Newcastle, and then they've been diabolical since we beat them. So you don't know if you beat a good team there. Chelsea, we went to beat them. I think Chelsea are quite good, and then they've been poor. And then Burnley have picked up a little bit, but Spurs, obviously, they was a harder game. That was our big challenge. And
okay, well, if I can, I'm real big on flipping mindsets. Instead of you thinking that they've tapered off, maybe you need to think you broke them, and that is why they have fallen off. After just Everton frustrating them so much, they don't know what to do. They're reeling.
I like your style. I like your style, Trunk.
I got you.
Yeah, it is all us. It is all us, and we're going to win the Premier League.
Go.
You're right.
I like it. I like it.
We're coming for you. This is the big game. This is who's going to win the title. You know what I mean? We're coming after you. When we get those 10 points back from the 10-point deduction, it's going to be a title battle between Manchester City and Everton. Yes, you made me confident.
Battle of the Blues. Let's go.
Yes, we're on it. We're on it. So that's the form. Anything else, Paul, you want to say on the form? I mean, you look like you're on the verge of... You're not bad, though, are you? I mean, it's just because it's Man City, but you've had some hard games there, haven't you, Crunks? You have had some hard games. Like, you played the shite there, 1-1. Spurs, you'd say, a relatively hard game. Luton 2-1. What happened in the Luton game? Because you'd think you'd thrash them. What happened in that game?
Well, that match was at Luton, so I will give them that. And they are a completely different squad at Luton. Why can't I can't remember their Kenilworth Road. There we go. It's a real tough spot. The crowd is basically all on you. The pitch isn't as wide. They had the grass high and dry. It made it, and they just run their hearts out. They make it super tough. I enjoy watching them. At the beginning of the season, I had a fake beef with them, though, because back in 89, they knocked us out of the Premier. Well, they knocked us. They were the final match of the season that knocked us out of the Premier League. So I just jokingly have been talking crap about them from the moment they got promoted over the summer. It was just like, it's fun. And my teammates were calling me a bully because we all know that they're going to get relegated. Now look at them, and they're kind of like hovering. Will they, won't they? And if they stay up, I can keep the beef alive, and I can turn it up because they stayed, and my show bros can't call me bullies. Villa, they just outclassed us. Unai Emery, he's a brilliant man when it comes to just one-on-one type of matches where, like, you've seen it all the time with him in the European League, the Europa League. He just does it when it's a knockout match and you just need to win 1-0, 2-1. That man is going to figure it out. United's learning it right now. Once they get that goal, they are one of the toughest teams to kind of figure out because they just play at their pace. They don't speed anything up. They don't slow anything down. They have a belief in themselves, and we are lacking belief. We're lacking confidence. It's a lot of things. A lot of people are trying to figure out what really is at the heart of the essence of our squad, but really it's just players are knackered. They're just exhausted.
Yeah, for you guys, I mean, you guys are fifth at the moment. You're 8 points behind Villa if they hold on. The 2-1 at the moment with United and level on Liverpool as well. But you've got 2 games in hand. So I don't think anyone sees City as lacking or not going to be there or thereabouts at the end. So it's very much, I mean, I think you were 8th one year at Christmas and still won the league. So, you know, we don't expect anything less from City, but to have a good run in the second half of the season, I think. That's why it's going to be hard for us to do what we want to do tomorrow. But you never know. Be positive, Blues.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah.
No, it's going to be. It was interesting. I heard you put a couple of video clips up and stuff like that. I was looking at you on your channel before you come on, and you was talking about Arsenal. Arsenal have got like two players for every position, and you were saying Manchester City are more of a team that haven't got that, but they rotate a lot, and that's kind of how you do things. They've got players that can play in every position, and it was a good point that you made, because you literally got Stones. Sometimes you can play centre back. You've had him playing centre mid. Pep does it really well, because when we've moved players in positions that's not their position, sometimes it can kill a player. And it can knock them, and you can never really get the confidence up to get, even when they go back in the normal position, then it can affect them. But the way you do it, Pep keeps all your players' confidence high, no matter what position they're in, and he's got them going in that. You haven't got a big squad, but your squad's always strong. I think Paul's right as well in saying that I don't think you're in danger yet of not winning the league. You're still in massive contention, ain't you? You just had a bit of a blip start. But I'm going to put these games, the last 5 Premier League games. No, I'm going to put your. Do you know where I put the last 5 Premier League games? Just I didn't involve, and I feel like we need to talk about it. Your 2 games that you've had in this random football thing. Do you feel like that's going to affect you or not? Because you said you've had a lot of games.
Oh, yeah. No, that wasn't the case.
That's kind of champions of the world, I think.
I don't even know what league that is.
The Club World Cup.
Oh, these are playing. Manchester City are playing today. I goes, what? No, they're not. And I thought it was another Manchester City in like frigging Iceland or something like that. And no, Manchester City was playing in some random football thing, and I was like, what the heck? But do you think that will affect you playing that, or was it an easy game for you? I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, both of them. We played 2. We played on Tuesday and Friday. Tuesday was Urawa Reds. It's a Japanese team. They were the champions they were the Asia champs, but that was for last year. This year, they're struggling. They didn't even make it to the knockout round of this year's Asia Cup final. So that was light work. They basically just put 11 behind and tried to beat us 1-0. We handled them. And then Fluminense, that's a Brazilian squad. They wanted to win, but they don't really have it. Also, Ake scored, I think it was like 18 seconds into the match, 24 seconds into the match. Once that happens, it's kind of all up in the air. We won that 4-0. They're currently hanging out in with the Sheik in his area because he just owns a bunch of it. This whole time has just been a vacation. There's photos of them playing volleyball, but soccer, and it's on this like lush grass field. No, these dudes are relaxing. This was needed for them. They're eating the best meals. They have physios there to help them at any moment. This was the break that was needed. They're gonna have a plan for this match against you guys. I worry for you guys from that, but I believe the match is at Everton, right? So anything is possible once we're on the road, especially because we're on the road.
Well, we're kind of hoping that's going to help us. Hopefully that'll help us a little bit. Even
I think it will.
At the end.
I think it will. Yeah, I think it will.
Yeah, but he's just said, it might be the opposite. I was thinking it could have helped us that they've had those 2 games, but maybe it was just the confidence they needed. Maybe that's just lifted them. It's pulled them together. It's like a little holiday that they've had, haven't they? They've been to nice places, nice food,
camaraderie, team building,
team
exercises,
bonding, team bonding, and they've won games, and they've probably got a bit of confidence. They've won the games easy, so it's probably done them no harm. I was thinking to myself that it could have burnt them out, but it could. Like you say, you've got to turn it into a positive. No, it could have worked as a massive benefit for you. That could have to have those games.
Yeah. Pep rested players. He was able to get Kovacic and Nunez play. Haaland hasn't touched the pitch in, I think, 2, 3, maybe even a month now. He's been able to rest. Alvarez took a break in these games. No, he didn't play in the first match. He was able to get some rest. We've had plenty of players. Ooh. United time to match up, of course. He was able to rest, get people back in shape. Stones was able to play in the final, played practically the entire match, I believe. So he's now in shape. I assume he will start against Everton. Our team looked so much better with him on the pitch, just in possession and the way the ball moved and flowed. Yeah,
let's you just spoke about it. Let's do this then. Let's put your team up on the screen. This is a team you last played in the Premier League. I always just use the Premier League stuff because what you use away in cups and stuff like that, it might be completely different. So we always seem to field our strongest teams in the Premier League. So I'll use what you put on in the Premier League. Do you know who's available, who's out, and stuff like that to give us an update on this? Who's
actually, other than KDB, who's practicing now, I believe we have everyone back. Everyone who was out. Ake is healthy. Stones is healthy. Even Kovacic and Nunes, they played and they're healthy. I'm pretty sure Haaland will be playing tomorrow.
Yeah, it just says just says
I
that
thought he's injured.
Just says there's possibles in
possible.
questionables. Doku and Haaland being the two questionables, but De Bruyne is still out.
They might not start, but I believe they'll get some playing time at the end for them to get in shape. The team is as healthy as they've been all season, honestly.
Well, I was hoping that Doku had lost his suitcase when you had your games away, and I was hoping that Haaland had lost his as well, and you was going to miss a few players. But it looks like you're going to have your strongest team with what you're
honestly
saying.
The Sheik would just buy all new clothes for him. Worst case.
Oh, I know. Yeah, good point. You got no chance. We are going to come up against your best team. You have got some good players. You've got some. That's why I'm shocked with the results that you've got, because those results wouldn't be bad to most teams, but for the players that you've got, you as fans doing what you did last season, you've got to expect to win every game. That's got to be your challenge. And so, what do you think? We'll predict what team we want, and we'll get the people in the comments to give us their lineup. That's what we normally do. You tell us, see how close you are. Remember it in your head when the game comes. You could be your manager now. What team do you think Everton are going to come up against? What Man City team are you bringing to us? Let's have it.
All right. Ederson in goal. I believe we'll see Vardiol as our left back. Then Ake, Stones, Walker. So no Diaz. But it wouldn't surprise me if it's Diaz instead of Ake. But for this style that we need to play against you guys, I think Ake will be better in that spot. Then a midfield duo, Rodri and Kova. Then Grealish, Alvarez, Bernardo. And I'm hoping for Haaland. I think he's going to get the start. Even if he's 80%, he's going to play, I feel. And even if he's not, then I feel like it's funny if we do that, then things get all kinds of crazy because you have to move Alvarez up and Bernardo joins in the midfield and Rico Lewis probably comes in next to Rodri. I'm not sure. If Haaland doesn't start, I think he will. I think Haaland will fight Pep if he sits him. And that's a joke. Obviously, he won't.
He might do.
Yeah, he's not João Cancelo. He's not going to get sent away to Barca.
What are you? I was going to say, what's your? I ask this every time we have someone on.
I was waiting for you to ask. Well, I'll go for it.
I was just going to say it because we have our weaknesses and we know our weaknesses and we talk about it quite often. But where's your weakness in terms of the side that you think you're going to have? I mean, looking at that lineup there, I would look at your left-hand side as being the one that we would target, to be fair. I'd stay away from Walker and Diaz. It'd be the kind of side where Lewis and Vardiol would be. That would be. That's what I would spot, but how do you feel about it? Have you got a weakness in the side?
Yes, and recently Diaz and Vardiol have been our weaknesses. Honestly, Walker as well. He's our captain this season. That was one of the stipulate. It wasn't a stipulation because it was a team vote, whatever. But I strongly feel it was one of the stipulations to keep him to stay, him playing more, him being more, having more responsibility in attack, since that is what we hold ourselves on, is possession and our attack. He's been bombing up the pitch, which has been kind of exhausting him, and he's not been able to get back with us. He's been doing a lot of dropping back. Fardial, he himself also gets very far up. And counter, that is where we are weak. If you can be, because Aston Villa, I want to say we lost that. It might have been one shot on goal. We lost 1-0. Aston Villa, I want to say maybe it was 3 shots on goal, and we lost 2-1. Or whoever it was, we aren't giving up any chances. It will end up being how clinical will Everton be in this match, because if you're clinical enough, you can beat us 1-0 with your first scoring in your first shot. That happens to us. That is our brand, is going down 1-0 in the 20th to 35th minute after looking the better team, only 70% of possession, and we just get caught slipping. Is we own the ball for so long, we get so comfortable. Our team has a couple of chances at goal, but nothing comes from it, and then they turn off, and brilliance happens. You have the players on your squad to create brilliant moments, and that's really all you need, is just someone who can smell a goal and snatch it.
You make a good point there. I think when Manchester City play any team in the Premier League, they're the better team at passing. So I feel like a lot of teams will give up possession to Manchester City, and they'll say, we'll let you have it, and we'll try and catch you out on the counter attack and see if you're on it with your possession today. That can hurt you sometimes, and that's where you can go wrong, like you say, because you're just going to push up. And some teams will catch you out on the counter attack. And like Aston Villa, they didn't have many chances, but you take your chances, you can win with 3 chances. In Manchester City have had 20. It's football for you. So we are a bit of a counter-attack team. You are solid. If you let Manchester City be Manchester City, you'd fancy yourselves, wouldn't you, to beat anybody, wouldn't you? But unfortunately, a lot of teams, they've got to stop Manchester City from being Manchester City, because
Yes,
all your players will excel if you play that style. It's like you're going to want to play football. We're going to want to play wrestling.
yeah, dodgeball, baby.
We're going to play. We're going to give you a couple of clotheslines and spears in the box and stuff like that, because we set pieces. We're incredible. And I look at your team now. I'm just wondering, when Paul's just said, "What do you think your weaknesses?" Do you feel like you can handle us on set plays? Because we've been really good on them at the minute.
That's why I believe he's going to start Vardial and Ake and Stones. He wants our more athletic players who are better in the air. That's Diaz's weakness. There was 4 matches in a row where we call it getting dunked on, where a defender jumps on or over him and heads the ball in, where he is the specific man who is just in that photo looking like a goof while we get scored on. And his lack of athleticism never really was a problem, because we held on possession, and since we're not as secure at the moment this season, his weaknesses, what he's lacking, is being put under a microscope. There have just been multiple plays where he takes the wrong angle and he's just out of it. And instead of him trying to hustle, he knows that can't do it, so he's jogging. And I feel like a lot of his teammates were expecting him to handle the situation, so they were jogging. And it's a lot of expecting players to handle situations because they normally do, but don't. And once they flip that switch and they can actually handle themselves, it'll be great. But I guess I'll end that.
Okay. Marco was just saying there about our game lately is defending, giving the opposition time and space in the final third, and then try and catch on the counter. That's very much what Palace, I think, were doing in your game with the 2-2. and they just took the opportunities that they were given. So I think teams seem to be doing that kind of game against you, and especially if there's any set pieces, like I was saying before, any set pieces, they're just piling those pressure in on proper centre backs and the full backs. So hopefully that'll happen again, from our point of view.
The comments are coming. I mean, that's going to drop. Another comment is it's just a point that he's made, and get involved in the comments. That's what we'll say. We do want all you in the comments to get involved because we want your lineups in a minute, and we want your predictions. Yes. He's saying since we've had DCL back, we've been a completely different team. Dyche has brought out our best. He's brought out the best in McNeil. I said the same guy, Michalenko, Decore. I mean, Lampard wanted Decore gone. Decore's been insane. He's injured for this game, but Dyche is bringing out the best of every player for us. It seems that a lot of players, Dyche just gets the best of them for us, and he gets something 100%. That's the main thing for his mentality. These players now, they give 100% every game, even if they've not got it technically. They'll put 100% effort to make up for not having it technically on the day, and that can get you quite far in football sometimes. And it's definitely helping us. So that's a cracking comment. I completely agree with you. I've seen some new lineups coming in, so we are going to get our team on the screen, and then score predictions. We'll have a Royal Rumble and see what we think on score predictions. So here we go. This is Everton's team. Crunk. You're going to have to close your eyes because you might get scared of this, because this is mighty Everton team that's coming on the screen now. You've got some big boy players here. And I do warn you, when I put it on the screen, you've took John Stones off us. Keep your hands off Branthwaite because he's one of our boys. You can't take him. You need to... We're not giving you that player to make your centre-back position even stronger. But this is a team, and we actually like a team now. We do like it. Go on.
Well, Jack Harrison, he's an old City product, so it'll be interesting to see what he does. There are Onana to City rumors. People are asking for him. I love Onana for what he does, and specifically what he brings for your club. Honestly, Sean Dyche is the perfect manager for the style that Everton wants to play, for these type of players who are on the pitch. They want to battle. They want to wrestle. They want to go out there and bang and use their bodies. Yeah, I love it. I have known for if a player does well enough against them, he just goes, "Hey, what do you think about coming over to beautiful blue Manchester?" So January is getting real close. I don't think there's really anybody from you. Like I said, the Onana rumors. I'm interested to hear we can get there eventually. I'm interested to what your thoughts on it, because 60 million for that was the number that I was seeing that you'd have to pay for him. That's pretty good money, but I think that would be like bad for your squad if you lost a player like him.
I'll probably get a bit of stick for this, but some of our fans are just. Not all of them. You know what it's like. You get different groups in your fan base. Some feel one way, some feel another way, and your fan base just doesn't all feel the same. And you'll tweet something, and some like it, and then someone won't like it. That's the way it goes. But
that's how it happens.
Onana's he's a diamond, but he's not there yet. He's on his way, and he's an incredible player. But he's got a lot to. Yeah, he's a rough diamond. He's got a lot to improve on yet. And he needs to be at a team like us to kind of become the player before he moves. And we'd like to get a lot more out of him. I don't want him to go because I love him. Some other fans are frustrated with him because he doesn't always give everything. Do you know, when he gets back sometimes, because he's so good, you feel like you could do so more. Mm-hmm. And he shows such good stuff. You watch him and you're like, oh, if only you put all the pieces together, you would be one of the best centre midfielders in the Premier League. But he just doesn't put all the pieces together all the time. But I don't want to lose him because I know that he'll be up in a couple of years' time. But our fans are impatient with that. They are. And he gets a bit of stick. He does get a bit of stick. And when our fans get angry, say he has a bad game, they want to sell him for the 60 million you're talking about. They're like, get rid of him and bring some players in. And I'm just like, no, we need to keep him, because for me, Everton, we've been crap because we've had two crap centre backs and we've had 2 crap centre midfielders. Now we've got 2 good centre midfielders there with Onana and James Garner. Normally it's James Garner. I like them 2 together. Gay's out injured. And then we've got 2 good centre backs as well. And I think your spine needs to be strong. For me in football, if your 2 centre backs are good and your 2 centre midfielders are good, I think you're going to be a pretty strong team. As long as your spine is strong, you'll be a decent team. And we never had that. And now we've got it. And I feel that's a big part of why we're good. So if we start playing around with the midfielders and centre back, say we lost Brantford and we lost Onana, they're not easy to replace. There's a reason that Man United are after Onana, because it's not easy to get these sort of players. So I want to go to what you said. I want to hold on to these players, because I always say keep your good players and build around them, and that's how you become a good team. And I think let's keep Brantford and let's keep Onana and go into that stadium with these good players. But some would tell them, some would snap your hands off.
I'd say the same thing as well. Is that the thing is if you do sell someone for 60 million, you're still going to have to bring someone in who's as good for less money, and it's hard to. It's not easy to do that, especially if you haven't got a lot of money anyway. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, exactly. And in the January, which generally isn't the best time to bring in your top quality players. So you might make a bit of money in January. Are you going to be safe? All right, maybe you will be, but your whole side in getting rid of your best players, you're going to be weaker. You have to have some kind of. You imagine us selling, say, Pickford and Onana in January. Everyone would lose heads.
Yes.
We'd have Virginia and Gomez.
What I say is, when you've got Onana and Brantford, they are players that shouldn't be at Everton in 2 relegation battles. It's very hard to get players to come to Everton with the way we've been the last couple of seasons, because we're not that appealing. So to buy young players that become amazing, that's how we've got to be. I don't want to sell now, because if we sell Brantford, a centre-back that's as good as Brantford won't want to come to Everton until we become a good team. If we sell Onana, a centre-back that's as good as a centre midfielder that's as good as Onana won't want to come to Everton. So I feel we're going to get downgrades of these players, and we're going to become a weaker team if we sell them. So that's why I say just hold on to them at the minute if we can. It depends on our financial situation, but the value on these players is only going to go up, because, like I said to you, they're only going to get better. They are only going to get better, and they're at Everton at the minute where they're going to play every game. And if they play every game with football, you become better. That's what you need, game time. So I think hold on to them on what you said. And you scared me now. You're after them. I know you're after my players.
Maybe in the summer. Yeah, maybe in the summer. 660 is a little harsh. Maybe in the summer we could pay 40, maybe 42, maybe 45 with some incentives.
We got Onana. I don't know. Sneaky. Yeah, he's a haggler. This crunky. He's a haggler. Right. We got Onana. We paid big money for him. Like we did this thing where we paid a bit up front, but agreed to a big amount. I can't remember how much it was, but it was something like 35 or something like that. And we paid a little bit up front and agreed for a big amount total. So it was something like 35. But to get him, because like I say, these players don't want to come to Everton, we also agreed that they get 20% as well. Ooh. So we would not get much. It's just not worth it to sell him. Like you're saying, you're talking 45 and we paid like 35. We're not making much money from that if we do that. So I don't see the point in selling him if that's the case. I'd rather hold on to him and wait until he's an 80, 90 million pound player. And
which
then
could be next year if he does.
Yeah.
If he
when we beat you
next season. Oh, price goes up at least 5 mil. At least 5 mil.
When we beat you in this game, and his value is going to go up. Right, we're going to drop our lineups. We'll try to finish this on an hour. So we're going to get groove. This is fun though. I'm enjoying it. So we'll Paul, you drop your lineup. What you think your lineup's going to be? I'll drop mine. We'll try and keep this under an hour so it goes live to Instagram. So we've only got an hour to make it go live to Instagram. What's your lineup, Paul? And I'll give mine, and then we'll put the ones in the comments. Lineups.
We've got one or two changes in the centre, really, haven't we? I suppose Gomez came on for Ghana Gay, who is injured, as well as booking. But we've also got Decore still missing, potentially. So, but I've got one or two others coming back. They're on the grass, as Sean likes to say. So I am hoping that Coleman might have a chance of getting in the lineup, to be honest, because I think he would be the sort of player that we could do with against City. Bit of experience, but dependable. So maybe not Ashley Young. So I would go Pickford in goal. I'll go Mikolenko left back. I'd go Branthwaite and Tarkowski in the centre. I'd go Coleman right back, if at all possible. I'd then go Onana and James Garner as centre 2. And I'd play Jack Harrison in front of them. I'd play Jack Harrison middle. I'd play Patterson on the right. And I'd play McNeil on the left. And I'd play DCL up front. I just think a bit...
team.
Yeah, I think just 1 or 2 miss. I wouldn't particularly start Gomez. Yeah, he came on. He did well. He did well. Great goal. Would I be confident about him putting in a 90 minutes against City? Possibly not. You know, I think Patterson being in front of Coleman could be beneficial, particularly if someone like Doku came on down that left-hand side. That would be horrendous. So, and Grealish, I think Patterson and Coleman could square up against him. Not a problem. And Patterson's got the legs to get us going forward. Potentially get 1 or 2 crosses in if we can get into their final third. So, yeah, Harrison a bit of a different position, if you like, in front of Onana and James Garner.
So that is Paul's team. You've gone a bit defensive, a little bit.
A little bit.
You've gone Coleman and Patterson. Yeah. They are.
Patterson gets up there, though. He gets the crosses in.
Right, so I'm going to drop my team. I don't plan it before I come on. I like to do stuff on the spot, so it makes me feel like a proper manager here. So this is my team.
No plan, no preparation whatsoever, Dan. It makes you feel like
I just do stuff on the spot. I just see things. When you've got the talent, you just see things, and I just see it now on the screen. Right, so I'm going to go Jordan Pickford in goals, cracking goalkeeper, England's number 1. I'm going to go Mikolenko left back. Luckily, he's back and he's magic. That's the song for him. He's magic, you know. Mikolenko. He's been a revelation on that left hand side. He's got to be his best here against this man. Let's just not beat around the bush. Manchester City, I know, Mickey Mouse team, and to beat them, you need a lot of stuff to go for you, and you need to be at your best. I believe we can beat them, but like I say, we've got to turn up this game. So I'm going to go Mikolenko left back. We're going to go Tarkowski. He's a beast. He's a big lad, and he's a tackler, a blocker. He's got everything there. Branthwaite, he's like the sweeper. So you've got Tarkowski, that's a solid man, and Branthwaite's the sweeper with the speed and the passing ability. He's class. This game will test Branthwaite, and I'm scared because Branthwaite's going to be that good this game that you're going to be interested in. Right back. This is what makes me shit my pants. Right back. Patterson, we've all been asking for him to play, and he hasn't been up to scratch. Ashley Young might be back available, which Paul didn't say because he doesn't mention Ashley Young because he gets a yellow card every 10 seconds.
Yes, yeah, he's been rash this season.
Well, Paul's like, we have bets on what minute he's going to get booked.
Lovely way.
That's what we do, Crunk. When Ashley Young plays, Crunk, we've literally got our group chat where we say, what minute do we think he's going to get booked? He scares the living daylights out of us. It feels like he's a winger that plays right back, but he might be. Dyche loves him, and if he's available, I think Dyche picks him over Patterson. I'm going to say that Ashley Young is going to play right back, you know. And the reason I'm going to say this is because I think Dyche likes experience against a big team like Man City, and he don't think that Ashley Young's going to be scared in the big games because he's been and done everything, like won the league with Inter, this, that, and the other. I'm not saying I want it, but I'm trying to get what team I think we're going to play. So I think Ashley Young is going to play right back for experience. I don't think he'll trust Patterson. I don't think Coleman's fully fit for this game. Maybe available, but not fully fit. I think he'll go Ashley Young. I'm sorry, people. In the middle, I'm going to go Onana. This is a big game for Onana, by the way. He likes the big games. People don't like that Onana's got an ego. But I think big players do have egos. And Onana, this could be a game where he shines. He played well against you last time. De Bruyne had to leave a sneaky one on him. I remember it like it was yesterday. So Onana, James Garner at the side of him. No, actually, do you know what? I'm going to... Still the same team, but I'm going to go Gomez at the side of Onana. I'm going to put Gomez in. Gomez has come back. I'm sure you know. Gomez has come back and he had a good game against Tottenham. He scored and he looked a bit like his old self. I mean, he's a player that everyone wanted to get rid of and he hasn't been that good, but he's come back and Dyche looks like he's got the polish on him. So Gomez I'm going to have at the side of Onana and Gomiesta. He's got that little bit of craft Gomez has. So we'll have him Gomiesta at the side of Onana.
I like it.
Garner's going to be the higher one. So I'm going to have Garner in the position he's in. That's the reason I want Garner higher because he's got goals in him. He has James Garner. And he's got a lot of energy as well to play that Decore role where he can close down a lot. So I'm going to have Garner above them two. I think often it's going to be a 3 in midfield. We're not going to see Garner play that high. It's going to probably be more a 4-3-3 in my opinion. Then I'm going to have Harrison one side, McNeil the other side. And then I do feel, although I want Beto to play, I think it's going to be Calvert-Lewin in a big game like this. But Calvert-Lewin needs to get a bit of confidence, and Manchester City could be the team to do that on the counter-attack with his speed. So that is my team. We'll read out the teams in the comments now. Paul will chuck them on the screen, and then we'll move to score predictions. And Crunk will have a score prediction.
I forgot you guys pulled up Gomez. That if he is class, it is all about consistency, but when it comes to playing Man City, that's the focus that's needed for a player like him, for DCL, for these players who, are off and on. Ashley Young is the only one where sometimes you don't need that. He is too confident in himself sometimes. Yes. And I think that's what gets himself into those problems, those cards. It's just like, you know what, maybe just hold the player up for a moment and let your teammate help you take care of this situation. You don't have to do it all by yourself. Yeah.
But yeah, Crunk's not even an Everton fan. He seems to know Ashley Young inside out. That's exactly what he does. like you say, he's got the ability to stay with the player, but he'll do the hard work of doing the right thing and then just dive in to kill the whole good part of your defending. Mm-hmm. And that's what he does. Like if he sees the ball, and that's why I say he's a bit of a winger. Do you know where you're a winger and you just do something clumsy because you've got as a winger you want to just get the ball off and quick and attack, and I feel like that's what Ashley Young does. He just dives in so quick, but he has got a bit of ability. He can probably stay with who's going to be on his side. Is it going to be Grealish or is it going to be?
You'd imagine Grealish.
I think it'll be Grealish. He's been playing very well.
Don't be giving me Doku. Don't be giving me Doku because
I think we'll give you Doku in the 70th, 80th minute. If he's ready to start after playing 70+ minutes. You've got
to double up on him, haven't you?
Triple.
Yes. Yeah.
Triple up on Doku.
Oh man, he's electric. I love it. I knew the second that was announced, because I try not to get too deep into transfer rumors and stuff, but once nobody believed that he was going to come because that's not City's profile. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's Riyad Mahrez. He is just that's exactly what he is. He's a more dynamic Mahrez. But if you look at a lot of the numbers and the percentages, they share a lot with Mahrez. Mahrez has a better first touch, but Doku has the speed, the burst, because he's not really a long distance runner. He's more of a 5-10 meters type of guy. He has a burst that can make up for maybe what his touch might lack. But he's jazz. I love watching him on the pitch. I say if you just play beautiful jazz over him dribbling on the ball, it's spot on. I love it.
Sounds poetic.
I can't.
At the minute, they're playing really bad songs over Sterling running with the ball.
Oh yes, it's just like a 4-year-old on a piano.
I think they're playing Haunted Houses music over him because they're not happy with Sterling at the minute. He used to play for Sterling actually.
Yeah, I mean,
but you've definitely upgraded with him. Yes, definitely upgraded. He is a good player. I don't like to say when I'm coming up against you, I don't show weakness, and I don't like to say one of your players is good, but he is good.
It's because I've been so nice.
I feel we can handle.
That's why. I've been so nice.
Yeah.
So if I would have came in here being all like ornery and talking crap, maybe you'd be like, "Screw you guys and your team, we're gonna win." But I'm here. I'm just
chairs are getting shook, Crunk. When you give your score prediction, if you ain't got us to beat Manchester City, chairs are getting shook around the house, mate. Here, I tell you. Right, studio's getting smashed in if you don't say we're going to beat you. Right, we're going to get the. We're going to get. I've given my lineup. Paul's gave his. We're going to get a few on the screen now, and then we'll finish the score predictions.
Yes.
So get the comments on the screen.
Pickford. So Hazrat's in, Pickford, Patterson, Sarkson, Branthwaite, Miko. Sorry, I might have gone off there. Anana and James Garner in the middle. He's gone Gomez. I presume Gomez in front of those two with Harrison on the right, McNeil on the left, and big DCL up front. Blues says JP in goal, Patterson, Miko on the left, Tarky and Branthwaite. I think Miko, Tarky and Branthwaite are shoo-ins for most people, I'd imagine. Harrison, James Garner, Onana, and what was that then?
Yeah, hit those lights, baby.
Wherever that was. McNeil on the left-hand side, I think it was. And then Dan Juma just behind Beto so a 4-4-1-1. I think we all love Dan Juma to be able to play a full game, but he just won't defend as well as other players in the side. So I can understand why people would go for other people, to be fair. Hazrat said he would go for Dan Juma and Beto, but don't think Deitch would. So he needs to predict the right 11 to get a free pint, apparently, Dan. So money's on you.
Dan Juma, the problem is, to put it quick, Harrison and McNeil are grafters. They get back, they track back, and like you say, when your left back and your right back is going to be exposed, they double up with them. And that's the way Everton have been for a long time. We like our wingers to get back and make it hard. And against Manchester City, we need wingers that are going to get back. I'd love Dan Juma to come on and probably counter-attack them later on. I want Dan Juma to play more. I think he's a cracking player, and he's probably going to go before we've even seen anything from him, which frustrates me when you loan a player where you've had him, you haven't used him that much, and he's become frustrated and he's gone, and he'll probably go and smash it wherever he goes because he isn't a crap player. It's just that we have got our players playing well in those positions. So I want Dan Juma to play, and I want him to be happy because I want to see that Cobra, but I don't know whether he'll get a game this game. Manchester City, you've got to you can't disrespect them and go and think that you can out-attack them. Like, I do think we can attack them, but we've got to have ways of attacking them. And I don't think chucking Dan Juma on that wing and pushing up. Yeah, yeah. If you put Dan Juma on that wing and he pushes up, you're in trouble if you don't get back. So I don't know. If he plays, I'll be happy. How many more lineups we got, Paul?
And if you start Beto, I'm gonna be excited because I don't trust Beto. I mean I don't trust him if I were you guys. Like he doesn't show me anything worthwhile.
Beto, are you saying Beto?
Yeah, Beto. I'm not
Beto is
sold
like.
on him.
Did you not know Beto is the king?
Is he?
Yeah, there's a song for Beto. Every time he gets the ball, Beto is our king. Beto is our king. When he gets there's a song for him that he's going to score.
You've not heard that, Frank? You've not heard the Beto song?
Wow, I'm sorry, you guys wasted time coming up with a great song for that, man.
You know it now. That's why we've got you on to learn the Beto song.
I agree with you though.
Yeah, he's a great sub, but starting him, I don't think that would be great. He loses a lot of energy if you guys aren't attacking early. From what I've just seen with his previous teams, he can turn off, and I think you guys are going to have to be defending for the first 12, 15 minutes, super intense, and then you'll get your chances. You'll get your 2 to 5 minutes where you'll look scary, and that will be your chance to score. And I don't think Beto has the focus to be like all in for 20 straight minutes.
Or is it because Beto's big and strong and you're scared that your defenders can't handle it?
I mean, we have pretty sizable defenders, I would say.
Yeah, you have big defenders, but Beto, he's a beast. Every time I've watched him, he proper, players come off. I've watched it. We ain't played him that much, but every time he's played, centre backs have come off injured because they're that scared of him. Probably me just trying to hype better.
I like it, and you should be. You should be. Yeah. Be confident in your players.
Something special. We're still not sure about him yet. But we're happy because we actually have a good backup striker. So if Calvert-Lewin, it's funny because we didn't have a striker a good backup striker last season. We had Mopé. And then Calvert-Lewin's always injured and we have to use Mopé. Now we've actually got a backup striker that we want to see, Beto, that we don't mind. Calvert-Lewin's been fit all the way through. That's just the way it works, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
I do have bad news for you guys.
Let's chuck your score prediction on, mate. Here we go. Your score prediction, we'll let you do yours first.
Okay.
And then we'll do ours above you. And then we'll put them on the screen. And then we'll finish the show. So your score prediction, go for it, mate. Bring it on. What you got?
Beef it up. We can't keep a clean sheet to save our lives. You will score on us, but I don't think you're going to score on us often. I feel City will handle things. I see a 3-1 win by City.
3-1 win, Manchester City. We want your goal scorers, so just chuck us your goal scorers quick because we go specific. Who's your goal scorers?
Alvarez, Phil, and Rodri. Rodri gets our first one.
And the goal scorer for Everton?
A set piece. Pick a tall guy. Hey, if Beto scores, I will add you guys and be like, look, I'm wrong. What I said about Beto, I take it back. You're right.
Yeah, it's not about right or wrong anyway. It's just I love the clash, to be fair.
Oh, but it's always fun though, because then you quote post it and be like, look at us, we're right.
Yeah, we'll do that.
That's what it's like. So, sometimes you just like, if someone says one of your players is crap, even if you think he's crap, you're like, right, I'm backing him up now. No, he's not crap. He's amazing.
Yes.
You've got to back your players up, haven't you? So I'm on Beto's back here. Right. Paul, score prediction. Go for it. He's just said 3-1.
Yeah. I think we'll score first, actually. And then we'll absolutely knock ourselves out defending for the next 80 minutes. And then City will get equalised in the last 10. So, yeah, I think it'll 1-1. I think 1-1's a decent point for us and not that embarrassing for you either. So 1-1 I think would be all right.
That's Paul's normally quite specific as well. He's had a good Christmas if he's gone 1-1. That's happy Paul prediction, that is.
In a long Boxing Day.
He's Happy Gilmore, he is. Happy Gilmore's in the house.
Coke Zero now.
Well, he'd had a few beers then. Right, my score prediction. I'm doing it on the spot again here.
Just say the score.
Go on, scorer. Sorry, go on.
I think it'd be for us. Say James Garner every week. No, let's go. Jack Harrison for us, and let's say Foden for you. Yeah.
Right, that is Paul's score prediction. Jack Harrison on the score sheet. Right, I'm coming at you, Crump, now, right? Because this is the fan clash. This is where stuff goes down, right? I'm gonna say you are Manchester City. I'm not going to be stupid about it. I'm not just going to take this as a joke. I'm being serious on my score prediction. Get your score predictions in the comments. My score prediction is going to be, I think 3-2 Everton. I think 3-2 Everton, you know. Yeah. I think we're going to have a bit of a Michael Jackson thriller going down here. And I do think 3-2. Yeah, because you're not going to stop Manchester City from scoring, even though we've got a really good defence. I think you'll always score. I think 3-2 because you're just getting it right. I'm going to go for goal scorers. I think Harrison as well. I remember Harrison playing good against Manchester City when he used to play for Leeds when they had 10 men. I think they beat you with 10 men or something like that. Did they? I can't remember. Something like that. Stuff like that stays with me. Random games where results is crazy. I didn't mean to remind you of that. Trust me, Everton have got a lot of those results in us as well. But I just think Harrison might play well against you. So I'm going to go Harrison to score. I'm going to go Beto, obviously, for reasons that I just want to smile and send you a nice video when Beto scores. And the other goal, I'm going to go for Onana as well. I think Onana might score a goal because he missed that penalty and he needs to get back on the Everton fans' good side. And I just want Everton fans to love him. So I'm going to go Onana as well, like a storming run down the middle, like a Yaya Toure sort of run. And you'll think, oh, he's like Yaya Toure, who we used to have, and he's going to smash one in against you. So Onana,
let's pay $60 million. Let's uproot their entire season.
He's going to score against you, but you're not having him. Right. We're winning. So
fine.
If we beat you 3-2, why does Onana need to go to Manchester City when we're better than you, right? So,
hey, I like the logic. There you
go. You're getting it. This is we're on our way up. That's why they gave us a 10-point deduction, because they know we was going to win the league this season. Right. So that's the 3 goal scorers of Everton. Your goal scorers are going to be, if you've got Haaland, he's going to score, and bloody hell, Haaland, he's going to score, and Haaland, fake Haaland, right? And then who else? Foden. I like Foden. I don't mind Foden. I won't like him this game. I want us to knock him off the ball all the time. But Foden, I think, is hard to stop. So 3-2, that's my score prediction. Right, Paul, let's get these goals. Let's see what our fans are feeling like this stream. Let's see how we're feeling.
We're a very positive channel.
Ric Flair, baby.
We're a very positive channel. I probably won't be the biggest.
Let's just take a minute and let Crunk go to the toilet, because he's just shat himself with that score. We are having him, baby.
If that happens, I'm gonna just screenshot all of the City fans melting down for you guys and just send it to you, because it's gonna be meltdown City if that scoreline happens.
Oh, if that happens, we're gonna be on cloud 9. Our fans are positive. Our channel is a positive channel.
I like it. Oh my gosh, I'm now getting anxiety just thinking about it.
Hazrat said 2-1. That's more, I think, more like some of the stuff that we might get, to be fair. But Eugene loves it. He just wants to put it in again.
He's doubling down. He's doubling down.
It's gonna be 4-1.
He's watching. They've got Rocky on Boxing Day, because he's on it. He's doing the push-ups in the house. Eugene's doing the skipping. He's got skipping ropes out. He's running the mountains. Eugene is.
Oh yeah.
Paul, can I change? Paul, can I change my lineup and put Eugene in my 11? Because he's ready. I'll put him up front. Right, go on.
If you go in a 3 with DCL and Beto, that'd be awesome.
I'll play Eugene by himself. I don't even need 11 players. I'll put Eugene in the Everton shirt and we'll smash you up. Right, next ones. Here we go.
Blues is our realistic fan. So he said 2-0 City, but only because we're going to get robbed of a penalty and joke of a red card. It usually happens. We'll get an apology. Sometime around New Year.
He's actually the Blues. Crunk, the Blues is actually a manager in the Spanish league. He actually manages. I think it's Real. Yeah, he manages in the Spanish league.
Real Vallecano.
He knows everything. He's got all the answers. If I say anything wrong on this channel, if I get a player's position wrong or a formation wrong, the Blues will correct me in 1 second. He's a manager. He's a Premier League ex-Premier League referee. He knows his football. The Blues does. Right.
And what I will say is, if you end up getting a red card, City in our last 2, maybe even 3 matches where the other team gets a red, we've either drawn or lost those matches. So you would think that's when we would play better, or our possession will work better. It doesn't. So you shouldn't worry too much if you get a red, honestly.
Well, if Ashley Young's playing, I think we should send him off ourselves, to be honest. So
just tell him to get that red early. Just get
out of here.
But you can tell Manchester City have been playing shit, because you've just said, I don't need to worry if Manchester City get a red card. If Manchester City get a red card, I'm going to be bricking my pants, because they're a good team. Like we've got 10 men against Manchester City. I'm scared. I just think your confidence is a bit low here, because
I'm looking against 10. I like looking at history, and truly, the last few matches where I'm specifically remembering when the other team gets a red, and I'm like, yes, let's run it up, and Pep parks the bus, and just like, Pep, what are we doing? Why are we not running at them? And becomes unfortunate. So you would think that getting the red card would be good for us, but it just doesn't really. Pep doesn't change and doesn't go, oh, okay, we should attack. He just goes, fine, you can possess the ball more. Now you don't have to worry, which isn't good. I don't know. It's been interesting. It's been.
I love the fact that you guys have won like a gazillion trophies and are now champions of the world, and you're a little bit unsure if we go down to 10 men, you're gonna beat us. You should be an Everton fan.
I'm a true blue. What can I say? I'm a true blue. I've been a fan since 2002. Half of the reason why, the reason because I became a fan was I love the color sky blue. When I saw the badge, I found out they were in the second division. I didn't know there was another team in Manchester that was in the lower division. That means I could play them on FIFA and start kicking Arsenal's and United's ass. Let's fucking go. And now we're here and we're actually doing those things. It really has been such a fun experience. I grew up playing rugby, second row baby, second row number 8. I've always loved the culture. I love Brit Brit pop rock. I've always really, especially the Manchester music scene in general is fantastic. There was a lot that when I became a fan of football in Manchester, I really tried to dive into the culture as much as possible over here.
Well, good on you. Good on you, mate, for not going for glory hunting.
Yeah, I mean, glory's nice, but you really do have to enjoy what the club represents, or at least that's how I am. And really, when I became a fan of them, it was Company, and then even previously with Sean Wright Phillips, and we've always had such great black players on the squad also, which me as a black man, that's really cool to see. Company was my first shirt that I ever bought. 2011 was the first time I ever bought a shirt. It was like in a random like Marshall's, which is like a cheapish clothing type of store. I was in a big city and I walked in and there was a bunch of Man City shirts and I lost it. I was so excited. And I have every single one of my shirts. Most of them are beat to shit because I wore them every single match day and would just throw it in the washer and wear it again the next match day until I could afford a new shirt the next year type of things. The love is here. The passion is here. Anybody who listens to our show, you will see the love and passion for football. So,
good on you, because it's not the glory. The glory isn't the fun bit. The fun bit is wanting the glory. And we've wanted the glory for a long time. Wanting the glory, but not having it.
John Jones, like the MMA guy, John Jones.
We do quizzes and stuff. Paul, do you know who he's on about? I don't know who he's on about.
I don't know John Jones. Blues would be all over.
Yeah, if he's talking about the MMA fighter, then yeah, I know that guy. But if it's like some older, obscure city player, then no, I'm sorry, I failed.
Not that I know. I'll throw the last few predictions. I'll throw the last few predictions on. Marco's been on tonight. Thanks, Marco. He's going 1-1 as well. He's with me on that. He reckons Sarks or Branthwaite, they're due. Branthwaite's due a goal, isn't he? Just want one of them headers off, well, like you say, one of the set pieces. So we'd all love Branthwaite to get a goal against City. Would just be awesome, to be fair. Where are we going? I think that is all of our score predictions. Eugene just reminding that it's on Amazon. They're all on Amazon at the moment. This set of games, and actually, I think Saturday's set of games as well. So, Wolves away.
Is this game actually on Amazon? Then,
yeah. They've been on Amazon all day today. So, instead of some dodgy commentary, we've only got partly dodgy commentary. I don't mind Ali McCoy's to be fair. Clive Tilsey, Ali McCoy's have been on. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
Do you know what? It's not actually. I'm not actually going to this one, so I might try and drop a watch along on Toffee Bluecast. A watch along, if it's on Amazon, I might drop a watch along on this. I mean, that's risky, isn't it? Doing a watch along against Manchester City could look like a right idiot. I'll think about that. That's interesting. But if we do win, what a watch along that would be, and you can see me celebrating Beto's goals and then you could watch the watch along. There you go, and see Beto, me celebrating Beto scoring. By the way, I just want to say there's quite a few on. If after I come off the stream, it says like there's 50 on. You come off and like 8 have liked it. If you can like it, if you don't like it, then fine. Just put a comment in and let us know why, and we'll try and improve it. It would be nice, please. Right, but if you, I don't want that comment.
Let us know how we can be better, please.
Let us know how we can be better.
I like better to
say. Chat shit. We'll try and realize what to say. But yeah, if you do like it, just give us a like. I know sometimes you forget, but if you can give us a like, it just puts the stream about. And we put our time into this, and we try and bring the fans together before a game. And we've dropped this fan clash now. It's a new thing that we do, Crump. We do a fan clash.
Shout out to
and we've got. I just want to say it now. We're coming to an end. Yeah, we've got Crump on, and we do well, to be fair, because I make sure I do a bit of research. Do you know where on the transfer window they say do a research on the player's personality before you sign them? I do research on who's coming on to make sure they're all right. So I'd looked at Crunk's background, and I'd looked at the women he's dated and stuff. I looked at everything on Crunk. I knew everything about him before. I'd done my research on Crunk, and I knew he's good because John, who's been on before, told me he's good. And so far, we've done really well with these fan clashes. We have a good bit of banter, and we do want to win. Like, I want Man City to get smashed, and I'm sure Crunk wants Everton to get smashed, but we don't go over the top with it. Yeah, we don't go over the top of it. We have a bit of banter with it. And it gives us a good insight of Manchester City because you're a Man City fan, so you've let us.
We're going to have you on our show somehow. We do watch-alongs also. I do a lot of side contents, and we have multiple different show formats. What I always try to highlight about our show that separates us from other city shows and podcasts is we also talk about the women's side. We very much talk about the women's football. We call our city women's team Baby Blue Baddies. That's our nickname for them. And they have their own segment, their own intro, everything. We've done it from the beginning. We're on our 3rd season, 2nd year. We welcome everybody. If you follow us, you will see that we like posts from every squad. We support every squad. We laugh at every squad. It's all collaboration. We do a Thursday night live stream every Thursday. So far this season, we've worked with 51 people. We try to make sure only one person a show is a City fan. We are really big on collaboration, so that you can follow us and it won't just be City-centric, a-hole snobbiness. I actually make fun of a lot of those people.
No, I was just going to say, give yourself a shout out. I think you've done that there. He's got his link there. Sorry, Paul. I was just going to say he's got his link there. Drop him a follow. Subscribe on his channel as well because he's a top guy, and we'll have him on. Like most times we play Man City now, we're getting the fans lined up that we're going to have on. Once we get sorted now, when we get a fan from every fan base, before every game, we'll have one of those fans on, and you start to get to know them, and they'll be regulars, and it'll give this channel a proper edge to what we're doing because it gives you an insight of the opposition before the game, and it's like playing them before you've even played them. With us talking about what we think is going to happen, so it's a good insight before the game. So give him a follow, get on his Twitter, give him a follow on Twitter, and hit the subscribe button on his channel as well as ours. We do want to get them up. We've only had one season, this channel, and we've already got like 500, so we're on our way up. And get behind his channel as well. Paul, what was you going to say? Sorry.
No. It sounds like a really good channel. To be fair, I like the idea of talking about all the squads. We like to keep in touch with them, don't we, over here? So keep an eye on how we're getting on. But the first team is generally our passion. So yeah, it's been really good to have you on. Really has.
Yeah, thanks again.
And then you've got a comment there saying good luck for the rest of the season. Right.
After tomorrow.
Right, we are coming to
except tomorrow. Yeah.
I feel that.
Except tomorrow because we're going to smash you. Right, we're coming to an end, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for on. We've still got plenty on Boxing Day. This is a big game. Shame it's not on Boxing Day because we're going to smash them. But I suppose we can still do that after Boxing Day. Hope you've enjoyed it on Crunk.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah, Joe. Like I said, I don't have many chances to talk to mini toffees. So this has been great. I always enjoy trying to talk football as much as possible, especially with growing our show and trying to connect with more people. Manchester is actually, we got our end of the year stats, and Manchester is our #1 city that our listeners are from. And that is a thing that we hold our head high because we're Americans. So like the fact that Manchester and people in Manchester are listening, and we love trying to bring in as many people who go to the matches, are in the area, and are more tapped into what is going on than we are, because we're just over here reading posts and articles and watching interviews and making presumptions and stuff like that. So it's always good to catch up with you guys.
You should have picked royal blue instead of baby blue, though. That's one thing I will say.
I mean, but look at me in this, though. I look great. Like, man, look at it.
You look good at it. You do. That's just you looking good. That's nothing to do with the shirt, mate. You should have picked the royal blue shirt. Is the shirt you should have picked, and you could have become a toffee with us. And after this game, you're going to want to be a toffee even more when we beat you 3-2.
Anything's possible, I guess.
There we go. It's all fun. He wants to smash us. We want to smash him. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I said we was going to smash Tottenham, and we didn't. So sometimes I'm not always right. We did the 4 games before. I was right, but I wasn't last. Everton fans, let's get back on track. Let's get this right. Last words, Paul, before we go.
Blues were just asking what state Crunk's from. Iowa. Cool.
Yep.
There we go.
Very small flyover state. No one cares about
Yeah,
Iowa.
the Blues is. Do you know the Blues? He isn't a Premier League referee, and he isn't a manager. I was just joking. I just like to wind him up because he acts like he knows more than me. So I like to say he is Mr. Know-It-All. He always corrects me, but he isn't any of that. He said, "See Crunk's face when I said he was a Premier League manager and referee." I was like, "No, he's not. He's not." Right, have a boss one, everyone. Tomorrow we play Manchester City. We will beat them. Crunk won't be happy, and that's just what's going to happen. Up the fucking top, everyone. Have a boss one. Let's do this.
Take care, everybody.